Hey, what is going on, guys? It's DK. Back at you with another video here to break down the 7-game NBA main slate on Tuesday. Before I get into the video, if you guys are new to the channel, welcome. My name is DK. I make daily videos and live stream for NBA and NFL slates on Draftkings, make videos for NBA Top Shot, NFL All Day, and for PrizePicks, a player prop site. If you're unable to watch these videos, I do upload on Apple Podcasts. Link is down below. It is called the DK DFS Show. Premium content off of that on patreon.com, NBA and NFL package, main and showdown slates is what we cover. And since it's the beginning of the month, now is the perfect time to sign up. And the sponsor of this video, guys, is PrizePicks. I will have a video up probably early tomorrow talking about some player props that I do like. Maybe tonight if they add more players. We will see. But yeah, guys, if you're not familiar with PrizePicks, again, you can take over under. It's a player prop site. You can take over on fantasy points, over under straight up points, rebounds, assists, 3-pointers made. They have basically every sport you can think of. You can mix and match sports. Again, I just saw they posted some Call of Duty stuff, which I'm super, super excited for. But yeah, you pick 2 to 5 player props, and you can win up to 10x your money. So if you guys want to give it a try, you can sign up and use my code DKDFS for 100% match up to $100. Okay, so before we get into the players and the prices, let's take a look back lineup here from tonight's slate. So, guys, the streak continues. The streak continues. What streak, might you ask? Well, the streak of Mr. Tyler Hero shooting 10% from the field whenever I play him. That streak continued tonight. So, yeah, my lineup: LeVert, Hero, Osman, Jackson, Drummond, Giddey, Harris, and Nurkic. So, went back to Karis LeVert. He was fine. Expected a little bit more of him, but he was okay. Tyler Hero, again, shot 5 of 53 from the field. As, again, continues to just never make a shot when I play him. 8-man rotation. Him and Bam, going to be 2 highest usage players. Can't make a shot. Massive blowout. Cedi Osman, relatively low owned. He shot like 3 of 30 from the field. If he had a half-decent shooting game, he would have broken the slate along with Jackson and Drummond. So that was a little bit tilting. Sure, Cedi still had a good game, but a half-decent shooting game for him, he's going for 40-plus easily there. And then can we talk about one of the most absurd things I have seen? And that is Isaiah Jackson with 0 fouls tonight. He played 30 minutes and had 0 fouls. Let me just show you something. This is a guy who's been averaging a foul every 2-3 minutes. Okay? Against Dallas, 18 minutes in garbage time, fouled out in 18 minutes. Against Charlotte, 24 minutes in garbage time, 5 fouls. Against the Pelicans, 12 minutes, 5 fouls. Against the Suns, 13 minutes, 4 fouls. Against the Warriors, 19 minutes, 5 fouls. So my breakdown of Isaiah Jackson was, if he stays out of foul trouble, he's going to break the slate. But I was like, there's a really good chance he gets in foul trouble. No fouls in 30 minutes? I mean, what? What is that? Drummond close to 100% owned, as he should have been. I told everyone, if I'm building 150 lineups, play 150 Drummond. Very, very clear value. Josh Giddey, are we serious with that Thunder Blazers game? 98-81 with 2 awful defenses. 98-81. It's not as bad as the game from about a month ago. It was played in the 1970s when the Nuggets played the Clippers, but it's pretty close. 98-81. Okay, then. Yeah, Tobias Harris was an absolute smash, and then Nurkic got benched at the end of the game there, so that was no fun. But yeah, guys, that's it for the look back. I was taking a look at some ownership in high stakes. This is the Hall of Famer, $2,000 entry. So Maxey got a decent amount of ownership. Obviously, overtime did help there. Tyler Hero was very popular. Him and Bam Adebayo, both pretty chalky. Massive blowout, and Hero, again, shot 10%. Martin was 27% owned. He was a solid value. Again, blowout there. Jackson and Drummond, both very, very popular. Ja was about 25% owned, and Tobias Harris being pretty popular as well. So That's ownership. This is the winning lineup in high stakes. Basically a stack of the game that went to overtime. So I think it had 5 players in that Memphis Philadelphia game that went to overtime. Max Struss, who had a really good shooting game. And then Steph Curry, the Rockets kept it close. And again, Kevin Porter Jr., right? Maybe on a minutes limit, may not. Well, he clearly was not on a minutes limit because he played like 33 minutes. But like, what kind of quote is that, right? I cannot stand it with these coaches sometimes. Oh, he may be on a minutes limit. He's either on a minutes limit or not. You don't say he may be on a minutes limit. Like, I've never, like, the coaches have tilted me, I think, this year more than any other year. Just been so annoying. But yeah, guys, that is it for the look back. Luckily, I'm going to make some profit on Top Shot thanks to Tyrese Maxey being a bottleneck here for this challenge. So even though I did lose tonight, going to make a decent amount here from Maxey. And again, if you guys are curious in NBA Top Shot, you can make some good money with these flash challenges. So check out my video. I have a video explaining how you can make some good money on NBA Top Shot. And again, there's not a lot of content up there right now for these flash challenges. But all right, let's start with the Pelicans and the Pistons. So keep an eye on Brandon Ingram news. He was out tonight. I would say he probably doesn't play. Can we also talk about the Pelicans starting lineup? They started 2 7-foot centers next to each other. I mean, what is this, right? It's 2022, and we're starting Jonas Valanciunas and Jackson Hayes together. Now, let's see. Do they have the updated? They do not have the updated game logs. Let me bring that up really quick on my phone, just so we can go over some minutes. That was a super ugly game, too, 93-90. But yeah, so Jonas Valanciunas played 31 minutes. Herbert Jones, 31. Jackson Hayes played 31 minutes. Graham, 29. Josh Hart played 37 minutes. And then off the bench, they spread it out. NAW played the most of 19. Hernan Gomez played 16 off the bench. But pretty crazy they started those two together. So if they run that same starting lineup, then yeah, I'm going to have some interest in Jackson Hayes. Don't know if he plays 30 minutes again, but if we're going to get like over 20 minutes from Jackson Hayes at sub 4K, I think he's a pretty solid value. Again, Jonas Valanciunas, like the spot here against the Pistons, should play, 30 to 33 minutes. I think he's a pretty decent play. Josh Hart probably plays the most minutes of anyone. I think he's a relatively safe play in the mid-range. A guy that can kind of do it all. Hernan Gomez, too pricey coming off the bench for me. Devontae Graham at 5.5 feels priced about right. Herbert Jones, kind of the same thing. Bench guys, not much. Again, NAW, a little bit too pricey for the minutes he's been getting recently. On the Pistons side, so Cade Cunningham. Another guy. Another of many of players that I just cannot get right this season. I play this guy, fouls out in 15 minutes. Fade just continues to smash. So, yeah, the positive with Cade is if the game stays competitive, which this one probably should, he's going to play big minutes. He needs to do a lot for the team. Now, we do have Jeremy Grant back, who is a relatively high usage player, but I don't think it's going to affect Cade too much. So still some interesting Cade there. Again, if the game stays competitive, we know the upside is there. Jeremy Grant being back kind of takes Sadiq Bey out of play for me. Kelly Olynyk is also back. Well, keep an eye on the news if he's going to be limited. If he's not, you can always take a shot on him for tournaments. But the rest of the Pistons, I'm probably just going to stay away from. Washington and Milwaukee. So after a very tilting last week, now we have the Kyle Kuzma droolers back at it. No, but seriously, without Brad Beal, Kuzma and Spencer Dinwiddie both look really good. They're going to play huge minutes and dominate the usage. So I really do like both. Dinwiddie probably plays mid-30s minutes. Kuzma should play massive minutes as well. I think those two look really good. Now, I do want to mention last game, Daniel Gafford got a DNP. They only ran 2 centers with Thomas Bryant and Montrezl Harrell. Harrell's at 4.5. I think he's fine for tournaments. I think if Thomas Bryant starts again, he's a fair value player. He did not have a good game last game, but he did play 20 minutes. So keep an eye on the starting lineup. If he starts, I think he's a fair value. And then the secondary options, the likes of like KCP and Denny and Rui, I think all viable options here should get more run without Brad Beal. I don't know if there's a standout there, but those guys are playable. Now on the Milwaukee Bucks side, Giannis Antetokounmpo is 12K. Good matchup here. Again, I'm not scared of anyone on Washington defensively, so I think he's a safe play if you can afford him. Drew Middleton, both feel priced about right. Bobby Portis has been disappointing of late. I think he's a nice bounce-back candidate here, though. If the game is competitive, we should get around 30 minutes from him. And the value, the likes of like Allen, DiVincenzo, Connaughton are fine plays, but like no one really stands out there. Miami and Toronto. So Who's ready? Who is ready to get burned again? I know I am. I'm ready. No, but Bam Adebayo will start with 8K. So, assuming that everyone that missed tonight misses again, he's going to look really good. Him and Tyler Hero are going to dominate the usage. Bam probably plays mid-30s minutes. He got in some foul trouble tonight, and the game blew out. So if you played Bam, you got pretty unlucky. But yeah, I like Bam here. Toronto's weak spot defensively is, guarding bigs, right? Boucher, not a good defender. Achua, not a good defender. Siakam's undersized. So I think Bam Adebayo makes for a pretty safe play. This guy, don't know if I'm playing him yet. If I do play him, stay far, far away because he's going to shoot 10%. If I do end up fading Tyler Hero, he is going for 50 fantasy points. And if he does, I will be very happy for all those that played him and himself. So, yeah. No, but seriously, Tyler Hero he didn't start, but he was on pace for mid-30s minutes if the game would stay competitive. The game was a random blowout, so he did not get his full run. But I still think he's a solid play. Ownership probably won't be that high because he burned a lot of people tonight. And again, you have to have short-term memory. What Tyler Hero did and what he's done for me all year, of course, frustrates me to no end. He's cost me infinite money, Tyler Hero. Could care less, right? He's with Jimmy, Hero, or Jimmy, Lowry, PJ Tucker, all these guys out. It's going to be a tight rotation. It's going to be him and Bam Adebayo. They're going to lead this offense. So could care less what happened last night. I'm fine going back to the well, even though this guy's tilted me all year long. Gabe Vincent, 5-1. We probably get mid-30s minutes from him. I think he's a pretty safe play. Duncan Robinson, Max Struss. Robinson, if you played Robinson, he got massive foul trouble. That was very unlucky. But these are two guys that should play over 30 minutes. They're going to get a ton of shot attempts up. Now they're scoring dependent, but they do have upside if they can knock down their shots. And then Caleb Martin, assuming he starts, I think is one of the better values on the board. I think we probably get over 30 minutes from him, and he's only 3.6K. We did see a couple minutes of Dedmon and Bam Adebayo together. Not sure that happens again. We also saw, again, Chris Silva play a little bit together with them. That's just you don't do that. Don't play two twin towers together. But yeah, Dedmon at 3-2, I guess, is a fine contrarian play if he's going to play solely the backup 5. On the Toronto side, so what I want to mention here is, yes, the matchup, against Miami when they're healthy is not good. But this is a different Heat team, right? Assuming Jimmy Butler's out, assuming PJ Tucker's out, it's not the same defensive team. So the likes of Siakam and Van Fleet, these are guys that are going to play 50 minutes a night. So I think people will avoid them because of the matchup against Miami. But assuming Jimmy and PJ Tucker are both out again, it's not the same team. It's actually a decent matchup here. So I think Siakam and Van Fleet both look pretty solid. OG and Barnes can play huge minutes. Gary Trent continues to shoot well. So I think he's definitely in play. Should play big minutes. Again, the only downside, as I always say with Trent, is he's scoring dependent. So he does have a floor if he's not knocking down his shots. Orlando and Chicago. Cole Anthony, another guy like Tyler Hero, cost me just infinite money this year. But he should play low 30s minutes of the game, so he's competitive. Will be one of the higher usage players on this team. So I think he's a solid option. As far as the bigs go, we have Carter Jr., we have Bamba. Carter Jr. 6'2", feels priced about right. Bamba we know has a ceiling. We probably get, 25 to 30 minutes from him, which makes him a fair play. Jalen Suggs has been struggling a little bit of late, but I think he's still viable. Okeke probably plays low to mid-20s minutes. Gary Harris is scoring dependent, but he probably sees mid-20s minutes. It's basically kind of all secondary plays here for the Magic guys. Terrence Ross should see around 20 minutes. He does have a ceiling if he knocks down his shots. So kind of all the main rotation guys are in play for me, but no standouts. On the Chicago side, so revenge narrative for Vucevic, if you're into that. He's 9.3. No issue going to him. DeRozan, Levine, both these guys are going to dominate the usage. Both should play big minutes. Again, good matchup here. So I think all three of the main guys for Chicago look pretty good. As far as the secondary options go, Kobe White, 6.1. We probably get around 30 minutes from him. Feels a little bit overpriced. Io is either going to break the slate or absolutely kill you. There's no in between. So he's in play. He should play big minutes. Again, production's been all over the place for him. As far as value goes, we have Javonte Green at 3.6. I think he's a fair play. Probably plays low to mid-20s minutes. Troy Brown is 3.2. His minutes have kind of been trending down. So I think if I'm going to take a shot in one of the Bulls' value, it would be Javonte Green. Denver and Minnesota. So Nikola Jokic is currently questionable as well as Boogie. We'll keep an eye on that. If Jokic plays, he looks good. He's just been phenomenal. He was on pace to absolutely break the slate. I had a low on Jokic last slate. Random blowout. again, why not? To bail out the faders. No, but yeah, if Jokic plays, I think he's a pretty good play. If Jokic misses, I would assume Boogie Cousins starts if he plays. If that's the case, he's going to look great. If they're both out, then I would guess it's probably either JaMychal Green or Zeke Naji that picks up the start. And both those guys would be pretty good values. Again, if Jokic is out, Gordon and Barton get a pretty big usage bump, as well as Monte Morris. So those three are going to look pretty good. For some reason, Denver continues to run the absolute dust of Jeff Green and Austin Rivers big minutes. I guess they would be fine if Jokic is out, but just low usage guys. So Denver, a little bit hard to talk about with Jokic and Boogie Cousins questionable. Obviously could change the slate. On the Minnesota side, so D'Lo and Pat Beverly questionable. We'll start with Karl-Anthony Towns at 9-8, who they're probably going to need against Jokic if he plays. Production's kind of been up and down for him, but if there's no D'Lo, he does get a little bit of a usage bump, so would be in play for tournaments. Anthony Edwards, he's either going to kill you or he's going to win you a lot of money. There's almost no in between, right? Last 5 games, 37, 65, 49, 61, and 25 fantasy points. So he's just all over the place. But again, if there's no D'Lo, those two do get a usage bump. If D'Lo plays, then I don't know if there's a standout play here on Minnesota. If both D'Lo and Pat Bev are out, then we can look to the likes of like Noel, Beasley, McLaughlin. They've been mixing, matching starters. We'll keep finding the starting lineup there. I think it was McDaniels had a pretty decent game last game. Yeah, he did. Like, he's a fair value too. That last game was kind of an outlier. If D'Lo misses and Beverly plays, I think Beverly looks pretty good. So a lot of if-thens from Minnesota. Golden State and San Antonio. So on the Golden State side, Steph Curry finally had a good game. His price had come down to 10.2, and this is a really good matchup here against the Spurs. So I think he's more in play on this slate. Wiggins at 6'9" has actually been playing pretty well over the last 3 games. I think he's a relatively safe play and a really good matchup. Klay Thompson going to miss the game tonight, so Jordan Poole most likely starts. If that's the case, I think Jordan Poole is a pretty good play that probably sees over 30 minutes of action. Otto Porter most likely is going to be back too. They sat him out due to injury management. So I assume he comes back here and plays, 25 to 30 minutes, which if that's the case, he's going to make for a pretty good play. Looney at 4.8 feels priced about right. We saw Kuminga once again just not really see the minutes because that's Steve Kerr. They actually dusted off JTA and played him decent minutes at the flat min price. But again, you just never know what's going to happen with Golden State. Like, they started Moses Moody tonight. Gary Payton probably sees, 15 to 20 minutes. I guess he's okay value. But yeah, the Golden State, like, if you target a value guy for Golden State, you're just never going to feel good. Now on the San Antonio side, we have everyone back. DeJounte Murray 10-1. Golden State, again, they play fast. So I think DeJounte Murray is a pretty good tournament play here. He's been playing so well this season. So I do like him a decent amount. Jakob Poeltl, the price is up, but another guy that's been on fire recently. Good rebounder, good shot blocker, and the way to beat Golden State is through the front court. So I think Poeltl makes her a pretty solid option. Derek White feels priced about right. Some of the other options kind of priced up from last game, so I don't know if I get to anyone else on the Spurs. All right, finally, Brooklyn and Phoenix. So James Harden's status currently up in the air. Now, he did practice, so I would assume he plays. Assuming that he does play, it's going to be Harden and Kyrie dominating the usage. I think Harden has a little bit of a higher floor and higher ceiling, but Kyrie Irving, is $1,400 cheaper. So pretty close on those two Nets guards. Don't have a super strong lean there. Assuming Harden plays, Patty Mills a little bit too pricey. Now, if Harden misses, obviously we would look to Patty Mills, who does get a usage bump. We do have Aldridge out. I would assume Claxton starts. If that is the case, I think he's a pretty good value. They have Day'Ron Sharpe, who's been out of the rotation. He might enter the rotation. They have the dust of Blake Griffin that could play some backup 5. So we'll see what Brooklyn does with the starting lineup. But whoever starts, I'm probably going to feel the best about. My guess is it's Claxton. As far as value plays, the one guy I'd consider probably James Johnson, who's been consistently playing like mid-20s minutes off the bench. We know he's a guy that can kind of contribute in a lot of different ways. So James Johnson, probably the one value play I would feel good about. And finally, the Phoenix Suns. So this is an interesting team here because they're still shorthanded. No Ayton, no Payne, no Crowder, no Shamet. So the likes of Chris Paul and Booker have been very low owned the last few slates. But what we have to recognize here is right now these guys are just playing like 40 minutes a game. So Brooklyn, they play fast. I think both Paul and Booker are in play and probably going to be relatively low owned. So I have interest in both the Phoenix guards right now for the amount of minutes they're going to play. Bridges had a good game last game. That's an outlier. I'll let others chase. Cam Johnson, 5'4", feels priced about right. Like, he probably plays big minutes. But the price point, again, it's not like he's super, super cheap like he was about a week ago. Biyombo, 5'5", continued to start. He played 22 minutes. We saw some McGee backup 5 run, and they also closed with whatever an Ish Wainwright is. He actually closed as the small ball 5. Again, I don't believe that's a real person, but that's a little bit concerning for the Suns' big men if they do have the chance to close small. So it makes those guys a little bit riskier. That's probably it. I know. Where's Landry? Where's Landry Shamet? Oh, Landry Shamet's out too. I missed that. So again, like they just don't have a lot of bodies, the Suns. So like you're probably going to see 40 minutes of both guards. You're probably going to see like 35 plus from Bridges and Johnson. You're probably going to see close to 48 from Biyombo and McGee. And then off the bench, again, Wainwright probably gets some minutes, but I don't think I want to go there. I mean, I guess Alfred Payton might play a little bit more at the flat min price. But really, I think you're going to see big minutes for a lot of these Suns starters. So yeah, guys, that will do it for the video today. And if you have been enjoying the free content, just make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Do really appreciate all you guys' support. Let's try to aim for 100 likes on this video. I will be live tomorrow, so make sure to check that one out, guys. But thanks again. Really appreciate it, and I will see you all.